A lot of you clicking into this video probably already know who is this clown Tontus, but basically he's a gacha game content creator who makes content around hating on other gacha game and praising on his main game, the Whirling Waves. And that's exactly how he found his success in his channel, despite the inflammatory nature of the content. So obviously the game gained popularity at the time, and he who made the content will also grow along, but that doesn't exactly explain his success. He selectively chose an agenda that is aligned with Tectone, which is obviously a huge content creator that makes content revolving around hating Genshin. So naturally Tectone would react to his video and play a huge role on his initial success. So that's one elephant in the room. And the second elephant in the room is that a lot of things in the Genshin at the time that player has been asking for, like the quality of life change, overall grind, gacha system, and many things that player has been asking for years. But in the end, Genshin Impact never actually listened, and they only made a huge improvement on the quality of life change after the massive success of Whirling Wave. And I think that alone accumulate a lot of player with the resentment toward the Genshin Impact, and the rage baiter Tontus captured these audience successfully, which is good for him. But the problem lies with when the commentary, opinion, and the critiques are ingenuine and only there to incite drama, painting bad picture on other game. So the way he does his content is really to just came out with a conclusion like the game is bad, and then fill it up with all the confirmation bias and looking for clue and sign, even the slightest, and claim that it would lead to the downfall of the game. And sometimes it's straight up an assumption. Man, this title is crazy. SkullCJay Dev mess up, and he made that conclusion out of a live stream. Like, how the fuck do you know that it's bad when you haven't even played 2.4 yet? And here is an extreme examples of that.
From January 30th onward, during the event, you can complete simple missions and stuff like that, and you'll get a free monthly pass apparently. But guess what, guys? You want to know what you would need to claim this? You need to let me make this very clear for some people out there. You would need to play the game. You would need to play the game to get that monthly pass. Just keep that in mind. I think people might not have realized that.
You could see how his brain short-circuited, trying to looking for good reason and squeeze out the most nothing burger bullshit. You gotta play the game to play it, so it's bad. So aside from trying to frame the game into what it's not, when he's out of content, he will always looking for content creator to mess with. So let's see how many people he's messing with. We haven't scrolled down yet and we already got a snake and a rat messing with Captain Cabinet. And we already know this one, 1v9. He got caught with the Aligato, implying he's a PDF. The word he got caught here mean absolutely nothing other than a fart. He is obsessed, SkullCJay. Gacha smack. Rene, he got caught. Got caught of what? 1 day equal 27 hours. I mean, it's absolute nothing burger, man. It's almost like he got caught for a grand scheme that he has been scamming. And yeah, I forgot this one. If he got nothing to farm from content creator, he would sort out to attacks the community. Like this one, SkullCJay Dev belong in jail, implying that the player who play the game are the PDF, Mr. Brocade. And this one with the Legions Gaming. Let's not count the 1v9 video. How the fuck do you have beef with 9 different content creator within 2 weeks? It's almost like looking for a fight is his second nature. Dude is more aggressive than the Spanish bull. It's almost like every single content creator that he saw, they are all painted in red. And he would just go full hog wild, trying to charge everybody down. Dude gotta look for help with the anger management. So I've been making some videos about the Bob Tontus. This one gonna be the 12th one. You could track my first video covering him about 8 months ago. That's basically my first exchange with him. And some even pops off. But I've never expected myself to make content about this slop Tontus after I decide to gravitate my content toward the Arknight infield. And now I'm here making some pushback content, like back when I was dealing with him in Zenless Zone 0, but in Arknight infield. And as I thought I know a lot about him, I couldn't be even more wrong about it. All I see is just a tip of an iceberg. I think a lot of you guys has already seen this cover of the video. I think when he's making this thumbnail, he must be picturing himself that he's one of those main protagonists, 1v10ing 10 bogglers at the time, with his ninjutsu. Except that it turns out to be like this, and he's the one on the couch. But it got taken down by YouTube pretty soon, because he violated the term of service, and if I understand it correctly, because he's trying to use his influence to mass report this content creator, the SkullCJay.
2-3 days ago, he was doing this.
Let's report the channel as well, I realize that. Yeah, you could just maybe you could just report the channel as well. Let's just, yeah, how about this? It'll be easier. It'll actually be easier to report the channel.
If I understand the situation correctly, I think it was a typical YouTube drama. He say bad word, he use slurs, so I say bad word and a slur back, types of things. It's basically like a boxing match where everyone is expected to wear a boxing glove so nobody would get hurt badly. And then they step into the ring, doing some typical YouTube drama, throwing some jab, like normal. And then all of a sudden, this saint who is above all the rules just pull a knife out trying to stab CJ. By stabbing, I mean mass reporting. And YouTube fire a warning shot right beside his leg, taking his video down. That's my impression with it. But I do think the way that SkullCJay made content is also really aggressive and intrusive. I think this one definitely crossed the line. The one with this person, and this one is also a bit too much. I think the title that he's using is totally unnecessary. I believe that this video is about framing this content creator as a PDF cause he maxed out a Whirling Waves character. And this one is about the hypocrisy, where he framed other people's art PDF while taking the Ghost Frontline 2 sponsorship. And yeah, with all the Bobby thumbnail, I think that is hilarious as fuck, speaking as an Asian. If I were to be compared as Bobby Lee, I would take it as a compliment, alright? The only reason that he doesn't like to be compared that way is because Bobby Lee is not the best looking person. But damn, his sense of comedy is one of a kind. Except that Saint Tontus doesn't have good sense of humor. I thought this one is crossing the line, but it's not. The EP background that you guys are seeing here is actually made by Saint Tontus himself. SkullCJay just used a frame from his video to make this thumbnail. I just gotta say that this Saint retard gotta take the accountability of the sick joke that he have made. So if we were to go back to the boxing ring analogy, I think what SkullCJay did is equivalent to hugging the opponent during the fight so you wouldn't get knocked out. But it's still not a reason for you to pull out a knife and mass reporting SkullCJay. And with all the video I made about Saint Tontus, it's mainly about attacking his opinion and make fun of his opinion on why he's wrong. But I've never aware the other side of him, where he did a lot of personal attack or even attempt on trying to take other content creator down, like this time. And of course, all the sick jokes that he made on the stream.
Just like he's been trying to do to so many creators for so long, months, years, talking about all these creators, throwing around racist remarks, throwing around labels like PDF, racist, homophobic, and many others. Throwing around comparisons in the gacha space to things like the Holocaust, terrorism, Epstein files in his own videos.
While this Bargety Tontus is notorious, for going after you if you make video about him. I have never once got attacked or even mentioned by this Saint the Third. I would almost always get comment like this when I made video about him. And my videos about him isn't doing bad at all. Like this one with 39k, this one with 19k, and this is like 7 months ago, 14k, 13k, 11k, not even once. And this one with 8.3k, 8 months ago. I might be too small for him, but I think it's mainly because my videos are usually hard to make a counter argument back. I'll just fill my videos with jokes and things that already happened. I wouldn't react to my own video if I were lame taunters. I've always been mentally ready for the respawn video that he's gonna make about me, but it just never happened. And if that's the case, I will just farm him back, just like how he farmed the Arc Knight and other content creator. Anyway, I've been doing way too much drama content lately, and I really should be go back and build my factory with the Arc Knight. Anyway, see ya guys.